Hello and welcome to another Star Wars Legion video. Today I thought I'd change things up a little bit and actually go through how I go about making an army for when I play casual games, just in case anyone wants to see that. If you like this style of video, I can do another one in the future. This is going to be for a game that I'm playing with my buddy very soon, so we're just going to go through how I go about making an army. To start off with, what I like to do is I like to get the mandatory units out of the way, so like the core units. I'm going to start off with 3 clone trooper infantry since I don't really have a lot of options as the GAR. Just so you are aware, I'm aware of what faction my buddy's playing. He's playing the Separatists. Also, I am on Tabletop Admiral, which is the best army builder for Star Wars Legion in my opinion. The person who runs it does an amazing job. They have a Patreon if you want to go check that out and give them some money if you have money to spare and want to support. They're really good about getting the new points up and everything right away as soon as they can. And it definitely makes playing Star Wars Legion a lot easier. So I'd go recommend supporting them if you can. But yeah, so to start off with my armies, I like getting mandatory units out of the way, which is at least my core and 1 commander I like thinking about. I'm going to run with Cody in this army, and we'll talk a little bit why I run with Cody after you see the general big strategy that I'm going to be running with this army. So with my basic core there and Cody, I'm not going to really... I'm going to mess with Cody a little bit more, but for the clone trooper infantry, I'm not upgrading them at all for this army playstyle that or strategy that I'm running for this army. And we'll get into that in just a second. And for Cody, I will upgrade him a little bit, and we'll get to that after you see the core units that I'm going to be putting in this army. So for the core units, I'm going to be putting the ARF troopers, at least 1 squad, probably 2, and BARC speeders, and I'm going to be putting 2 BARC speeders. The idea that I have behind this army is long-ranged with high mobility units that are at closer range. So my BARC speeders are going to be at like range 1 of a lot of units that my ARFs are going to be shooting. And to start off with one of our BARCs, my buddy is playing the Separatists, in case I forgot to say that. I'm going to be running the Ion Gunner on him, on this BARC. It's also going to get my 2 core upgrades that are going to field this strategy, which is the Spotter Uplink. In case you are very new, this is a very new universal card, and if you're not aware of what it does, that is what it does on the screen. It's when another allied unit declares a ranged attack against an enemy within 1 and in line of sight of this unit. If that unit is not in melee, the attacking unit gains Sharpshooter 1, which just decreases their cover value of that enemy unit by 1. And then Strike and Fade. You can only equip it to a speeder unit, and after it makes an attack, you may tap the card, and if you do, you can make a move action right after. It's just going to help with the mobility strategy of our force here. Like I said before, our 2 main things are going to be both of these upgrades on both of our BARC speeders. Part of the reason that I am taking Cody in this force is because of his command cards, and he has direct vehicle, which means he can just give an order to a vehicle. And that is my BARC speeders down here. So that is why he is going to be my cheap commander. We'll get into what other commanders I plan on running. Next up is my ARF troopers and what I'm going to be running on them for this. First off, I'm going to start off with my heavy, which I am going to take Echo in this squad. If you don't know what Echo does, he gives the squad reliable 1. He also rolls 2 red and an attack with critical 1, lethal 1, and immune deflect. So he's just a very lethal long-range shooter. He also has 2 health, unlike all the rest of my troopers here. And he has he is the leader of the squad, so he will be the leader of this ARF Trooper squad. Next up, I am going to be putting the ARF Trooper duo on them. So instead of 4 regular ARFs, I have 6 regular ARFs with 1 Echo. That puts my unit up to 7 health, or 8 health in total. And in fact, I am going to be putting a medic on this squad. So it is putting my health up to 9 because the 2 from Echo, and then the 6 ARFs, and the 1 medic puts it at 7, plus the 2 from Echo puts it at 9 health overall. So they're going to be pretty tanky in the back line. We'll get into what battle strategies I plan on running with this force and what secondary strategies I plan on, and everything so on. But this is the core unit of my force is going to be this Echo squad, which is why I'm focusing on it a lot. I'm actually going to try out mission objective on this unit. This is one of, again, a new universal upgrade card that when this unit attacks an enemy unit that is holding or contesting 1 or more objective tokens, during the reroll attack step, you may tap this card. If you do, this unit rerolls 1 attack die. And at the start of the unit's activation, it can ready the card. It just guarantees me being able to reroll 1 attack dice. It's not necessary per se because this does have Observe 2 on it, which is a range 3 ability, but also I could just aim and reroll 2, but this gives me more options for that. And finally, we are not going to mess with this just yet. We're going to see how many points we have left. Right now we're sitting at 482 points with 7 acts with our general thing. To go over what I'm going to be putting on Cody here, he is actually going to be getting improvised orders. He is going to be getting probably nothing in the training slot, and he's going to be getting portable scanner. He's getting portable scanner because he has take cover 1 already, so it just gives him take cover 2, which allows him to give out 2 dodge tokens instead of 1. And since all of my units are going to be clones except for a couple that we'll get into here in a second, they're going to be able to share those. He does have a free Observe 2. He's probably going to be closer than these ARFs here. But yeah, that is the general core of my army here, and we're going to get into some more of the supporting characters that I plan on having up front or as bigger targets so that my opponent doesn't look too closely at my Echo squad, which they will still because he's a huge threat on the board at long range. We're going to run with both Anakin and Ahsoka as additional commanders in this force. And Anakin is getting Saber Throw, he is getting Tenacity, and he is getting Clairvoyance. Saber Throw allows him to have his dice, which he has 5 red, so he can take half of that, which is 3 red at range 2 to throw. Clairvoyance, we'll get into in a second. Tenacity, if he has a wound, he adds 1 red attack dice to his melee attacks, which will put him up to 6 red, which is just really nice. And finally, Clairvoyance is another new universal card that when this unit attacks or defends, it may expend this card at the start of the modify attack dice or modified dice step. If it does, it rerolls all its attacks or defense dice, then changes any of the surges or surges results, the result indicated on the unit card, and it may not modify that attack dice or defense roll further. So yeah, it's just it could be good, it could be bad, but that is what we're rocking with there. Next up with Ahsoka here. We're actually going to be running Jedi or Force Reflexes for our Force upgrade. We're going to be running Vigilance, and we are going to be running Offense Defense. Force Reflexes give us a dodge. Honestly, I don't have to go over this too much because it's the exact build that I ran in my Ahsoka Tano video back when she was first coming out. This is what I ran with her, or thought was going to be good with her. I ran it a couple of other times. I really like it. I don't have a really better option in my personal opinion for it, so that is what she's going to run with. Overall, that is my commanders there. So I have 3. I have Ahsoka, Anakin, and clone commander Cody. along with my other units here. And we're just going to break these down so you can see them a little bit better. We still have about 74 points, I believe. So we're going to be going into another ARF squad to put us up to 982 here. This is 10 Axe, which is pretty average. Again, we're going up against the Separatists, so they could take a bunch of Axe and just out-activate me for like their really important units in the back, and especially with the Separatists with their order control. We'll see how it goes. But like I said, this is more of a casual game. My buddy just got a few new units that he wanted to try out, so we'll see how it goes. I don't have enough points for any of this. Boom, 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 boom. I am trying. Yeah. Okay, so we're just going to look into what other things can we get points on. I don't know why I'm looking at any of these. Here we go. A clone engineer. This might be nice. It's around the same points. There we go. We'll put a clone engineer on a squad. See how it goes. That's just, I had a bunch of points left over that I didn't really have a good option for. Let's just quickly check if I want anything. I don't really care for endurance on him, and I don't really want... maybe an offensive push might be nice on Anakin. Ahsoka's fully built. Commander Cody. I could put an offensive push on him. Nah, I think we're going to stick with that. So this is going to be the army here. Let me do both of these views here. I don't know why I'm having such trouble. So that you can see all the fully built units versus the non-built units and what they have on them. Oh wait. But yeah, this is going to be the army. Anakin, Ahsoka, Cody, 3 core, 1 with a clone engineer, 1 regular ARF squad, 1 built ARF squad with Echo, a medic, and the ARF duo, 1 bark speeder with the ion gunner, and 1 bark speeder without the ion gunner, both with the spotter uplink and strike and fade. Now let's get into the commands for this army. I have a general idea of what commands I want. I do want, this is where the fun begins. This is the Divulge card that could be really good for Anakin, and I'm normally, and it's just a really good card for Anakin. I might take this one, but I think I'm going to take this one instead for Ahsoka. This is her 4-pip that acts as a 2-pip when building a command hand. She gains 3 dodge tokens, and she gains Jakar or Jarkai mastery and loses her Shin mastery the round that she plays this. I am going to take that. And then we're going to look at some of Commander Cody's here. First off, we are going to take this because I think it is better than both of these. So we're going to take this, and we're going to be taking I go where I'm needed. Again, an Ahsoka's card. It gives her Guardian 3 and disengage. I'm mostly taking it for the disengage that she gets from it. She does treat her maximum speed as 1, so yeah, it is what it is with that. But I think I am going to take it for that. So right now we have 1 Commander Cody's, 2 Ahsoka's, and 1 Anakin's. I think I am going to take the second one of Anakin's here instead of let it bring down. Actually, I'm going to take this one of Cody's. I just really rate this card over Anakin's. The turn that I'd be playing Anakin's, it could be hit or miss depending on what my buddy took for people that I want to kill with this card. So we're going to bring Cody's instead. And now, probably the hardest one out of all of these, the Cody's 1-pip versus Ahsoka's 1-pip. I really like both. I will say I think I'm going to take this Cody one just because of the suppressive and impact. If you notice, my army does not have a lot of impact, so that could be pretty solid. And finally, after the commands, we're done with the commands. We're going to go to the battle plans. Now this is where it can get kind of crazy. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do close the pocket because it only has 3 POIs. Will have separated out things, but I think this will allow me to be able to have further distance away from my opponent's army. Since you really want to be getting this middle one, I can keep the ARFs at one of these 2 side ones and allow them to shoot off some people that are contesting other POIs. Bunker Assault is another one where it's going to be easy for my ARFs to hold back at one of these. Eventually, someone is going to get in range of my ARFs, like range 1 or 2 of my ARFs. I'm not going to say that they're going to remain at range 4 or 5 the whole game. I expect them to get in close range. They're still pretty good in close range. So yeah, we're going to do that. And we don't want breakthrough. We do want to intersect the signals. So we're going to take that one. Again, this just allows me to hold this back point with them with 1 squad. Probably the Echo squad will remain back here so that the opponent doesn't have an easy option of getting across the board. And then it'll allow me to get those other 2. And with Anakin and Ahsoka, it allows me to contest both of these objectives fairly nicely. Next up, we're going to bring them the heal because it is by far the best secondary objective for the GAR as a whole, because of the scoring of it and how you need suppression equal to or greater than the courage value of the allied units. So, of enemy units and allied units. And all of GAR's units have courage 2, so they have to shoot them twice. And with 10 Axe, I'm not very scared of them shooting all my units twice. Now when we get dwindling down, it could be bad, but bring them the heal is by far the best secondary objective for GAR, or the Republic, in my opinion. Next up, I think I'm going to take Destroy Enemy Base. Since I have a lot of mobile units, it's going to be easy for me to get over there and contest a base and hit the back line and then blow it up. That's what I'm going to go with there. And then Sweep and Clear, just because it's an easy one, honestly, overall, for you to score victory points off of. And I plan on doing a lot of killing in my territory and in enemy territory. Again, mobile units allows me to be able to do both of those with Sweep and Clear, be in enemy territory and my own friendly territory while killing units. It's because of the long range and mobile units. Next up is my advantages here. I'm going to go with Fortified Positions to give my ARFs a little bit of cover back there, just in case the board does not have cover. I'm going to go with Ordnance because I don't have a lot of impact, and Ordnance gives me a nice option to try to threaten the vehicles that are on the board or might be on the board. And I think I want to go with Cunning Deployment next for the free dodges that I can get. And with Ahsoka's Vigilance, I may be able to keep them on the board a little bit longer. So, all in total, those are my objectives there. This is my army. If you like the video, please leave a like or comment below. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you think this army is going to win or lose against the Separatist force. But yeah, this is what I'm going to be playing up against my buddy, and I will get back to you on how that goes in a later video. Hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Bye!